welcome Jonathan to the Patrick McGibney podcast. It's a pleasure to have you here, and I'm happy that we finally found a place.
Thank you. Yeah, very happy to be here. That it happens today because we had some issues in the preparing, but at the end we find a solution. So that's
Not
nice.
at all. It was easy peasy, easy setup. Everything is planned today, but you can see when things don't work out as planned, sometimes it works out the best.
Yeah, and in the end, like spontaneous things are always the best. Yeah.
I agree. Well, today I want to talk about. We are both in Cyprus, obviously. We are both entrepreneurs. Obviously, I like to start way back in the histories, like, because obviously you're very viral, I would say, so very public figure. Let's start where you had this transition, like in the past. You were in Germany. How did you get into to being an influencer? Then an entrepreneur, how you came to Cyprus. Like let's walk through the milestones. I'd be interested in.
Yeah. I can also start from the scratch. Like
Let's
I
do
was
it.
born
Yeah.
on the 14th of October.
Yeah.
1979, no, 97, sorry.
Yeah.
And in Heidelberg, in Germany.
Nice.
And I was having a very nice childhood in Heidelberg. Then I moved to Berlin when I quit my school. So yeah, I was like open-minded for jobs, and I learned sales and worked in a startup in Berlin. And like next to that, I started to make this social media thing because like in this time it was 2018, Instagram travel and fashion blogging came up, and then I was like, oh, sounds good. I like fashion. I like traveling. Why not trying it? And then I started like that on Instagram, but like for 3 years it was like not growing anymore. I had
Interesting.
like 20K followers, and it was nice, but I did not get any money. I was working
Yeah.
in a sales job in a startup. It was fine, but then I was like, okay, maybe I should change something. And then I saw this opportunities coming with TikTok as a new platform in Germany, and also as an opportunity to show something different about me. And
Yeah.
then I said, okay, let's push everything on TikTok. And then I started to make videos like 3 times per day. I upload 3 times, and also showing something different. Like I started on TikTok with educational content. And at that time, normally TikTok was known for dancing and lip
Yes.
sync videos.
Funny thing.
And yeah, it went viral directly.
Really?
So after 1 month, I got 100K followers, and I was
Crazy.
like, all right. On Instagram, I had 20K for 3 years.
Yeah.
Now it should change maybe.
Yeah.
And I saw this opportunity. I felt it. It was like, okay, now it's time to push. It's really time to push my time and everything on that. And yeah, from that time on, I was like pushing all my free time
Crazy.
on TikTok
Yeah.
and on making videos.
Yeah.
And for two years, basically, I had no life. I was
Yeah.
only going to my 9 to 5 job, which is like, it was a sales job. So I was also living from the commission. So
Yeah.
it wasn't not it
You
wasn't
have to.
9 to 5.
You have to close.
Yeah, I had to close. Plus, I had to do my content, and then
It's a lot.
it was nice. But then COVID came, and my topic was helping local businesses, especially restaurants. And in the COVID time, all these restaurants closed.
Yes.
So they said like you have to go to, in Germany, called Kurzarbeit.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
I don't
yeah.
have
Short-term work.
yeah. I don't have work anymore.
Yeah.
And then I was like, okay, what should I do now? And a friend of mine, he was like a perpetual traveler, and
Yeah.
he was in Cyprus at the moment.
Yeah.
And he said, okay, let's come to Cyprus.
Yeah.
I'm just here, and maybe you get creative. Maybe you will get new perspectives. And then I said, okay, why not? And then from this time, I was like, now I have the opportunity to see how a life would be to do social media as a main business.
Yeah.
And of course, I could chill now, or I could relax, but I was like, I want to use that time and push everything into the social media game, and also upgrade my quality and everything. And then I did that, and I recognized like how crazy the impact was when I had much more time to put in social media. And then from that time I was having a great follower gaining. And then like when my company, they want me to come back, I was like, no, I'm quitting the job. I'm doing social media as a main business. I talked to my girlfriend at that time, and I was like, okay, we need to come to Cyprus because I loved it so much here, and now I want to make everything full time. And she also loved it here, and then we decided to push her also to make the social media thing as a main business.
She hasn't started before? No?
She has started, but also
A little bit,
like, just for fun.
Yeah.
And then we said, okay, let's make a plan. Let's make a business plan. And then we were like achieving in 4 months that she can make it full time. And
Crazy. Yeah.
she was like earning 3 times more than her normal job, like in 4 months. So everything is possible also in short term. And then we moved to Cyprus 2000. It was 2022. Yes. And it was also the best decision ever, because from that time our businesses they explode, because we had this environment, we had this people. So I'm totally in love with Cyprus. And then also like the switch came from being a content creator also to being an entrepreneur, because then I also founded a company with her, which is an investment company for real estate. So we're building here apartments. And then we also founded with one of my best friends a company called Cypern Lifestyle, where we like help people to relocate to Cyprus, to create companies, to help in real estate. And now that's also from now I think the biggest company in that case, when you just see the followings. And I think we will be also the number one with helping people, because like our vision is helping 10,000 people to have a great life in Cyprus. So
That's a good mission.
that was like all this.
That's a very short time. It's a very short time.
Yes, it was a short time, but basically, to be honest, I started to create this mindset and to create this to create this view on life when I was 18, because then I started to read books, I started to work with coaches, I started to work on myself very hard, and also pushing with now my wife each other, that we can achieve more in life than just the normal boring life, which is also fine for some people, of course. But I was also always, when I was young, I was telling my parents I want to do something different. I want to be famous. I told them, because in Germany it's one show. It's called Germany's Got Talent. And
you were there?
No, I weren't at it, but because I can't sing. But I watched that when I was 10, and I told my mom, I like that. I like to be like that.
Public.
People know me. But now, of course, when you're public, there are also some pros and cons, of course, obviously. But I always wanted to get an impact for that. I don't want to like be famous just to feeling cool or nice. I want to have a huge following to get an impact for people, to help people, to support people. And I'm very thankful for that now.
That is a very good mission. And I like that you already projected this mindset when you were young. I want to be famous or public. Because my mom, she's living with us right now. And she always tells the story that when I was young, I always said I want to be a boss. So I think there's a characteristic that you grow up and you can't really comply to these 9 to 5. Did you, when you were working, did you have like normal, like in a sales job, did you have like problems usually, like working with other people, or did you feel something like this is not taking me anywhere, or you have like you wanted to get more out of it? Like, did you have this feeling?
To like on that sales job where I worked like full time. it was fine.
Yeah.
But when I did like part-time jobs, obviously you only do that because of money.
Yeah.
But that job and as a sales manager,
Yeah.
I really loved it because it was in a startup, and like I'm friends with the boss
Yeah.
who founded the company, and now he also founded another company where I'm the investor now. So
Perfect.
like one of the investors, obviously. But yes, so at that time I was also enjoying it, and they gave me a car, and they gave me like this free mind to work how I want to. So that's also obviously not like in every 9 to 5 job.
That's
So
true.
I'm thankful for that. But I always felt that I want to do something creative and something where I can maybe move something forward a bit more than just, I don't know, just helping selling something to someone.
The higher sense, so to say.
Yes, yes.
I find it super interesting because everybody that I'm talking to on the podcast and friends, usually all the guys here, they all say similar stories, and I like to connect these dots. Justin, as we spoke about, thanks, Justin. He was also telling that you have like a little devil or an angel sitting on your shoulder, telling you, you need to prove yourself more. Because I found that very interesting. Do you think, before we walk back into your timeline, obviously, do you think you have where do you think this motivation comes from you, saying that I want to, achieve more, I want to help more people, there's a higher sense, where do you think this is coming from? Is this something that you grew up idolizing maybe people on shows, or is there something because we talked about, I think it's you want to prove it to yourself, maybe some self-confidence issues, for sure, for myself. I think when I was younger, so that's something that grew inside of you and fuels you as a driver. Is that something that you would also say is something that inside of you?
I would say like I just want to have a very amazing life that when I look back, I just want to think I had the best life ever. I don't want to miss any opportunities. I don't want to like miss stuff just because I don't have enough money for it, or I don't want to miss meeting my family or something like that just because I have to work at that specific time. And for example, my mother, she's also a role model for me because she was born in Russia, and she was born in a very small place where like it was like farmers all around her. And she was like, I want to be a doctor. And normally in this place, people, they just do farming. But she said, I want to be a doctor. And then she moved to Germany. She learned German. And then she she got us, me and my brother. And then she started to study in the University of Heidelberg, one of the best universities for medicine. And she started that while she was in her 30s.
Crazy.
While she had 2 kids with me and my brother, and now she has her own place.
Really? Yeah.
And and she's very successful in that. And she was always fighting about that she wants to achieve something more and help
is a
people.
role model.
So I really love that.
That is very good.
But basically, I just want to have a nice life. I want to have. I want to travel too. I now traveled 40 countries.
That's a
but
lot.
I want to travel every country in the world.
How many countries are there? I don't know.
I think it's like more than 300.
Oh, wow.
Or am I wrong? Yeah, but
40 is a lot.
A lot. And it's also changing because some countries, they are separating and stuff like that. But I want to travel to every country in my whole life. And now I've got 40.
That's pretty good.
But I think I will achieve that.
Yeah.
Because I like to meet new people, meet new cultures and stuff like that. And obviously for that you need money.
Yes.
Money is, for me, it's not that important just to have it, but
it's a tool.
I'm using it as a tool.
Yeah, of course, we all need to have money. That's why we're doing it. But it's a tool. That's also something that everybody says. If you started your own business. It's the similar talks. Like you kind of get a different mindset towards money. It's like at the beginning, it's a driver, you know, but at some point, it's like you can invest money into different businesses or whatever, and you can use it for traveling, or you can just build something that you can give your future kids or whatsoever. I think that's one of the biggest drivers, at least from my side as well. But I like to before I like to jump back into your past, because I find it very interesting and inspiring in such a short time frame. Maybe also for the viewers, we have never met, right? This is the first time.
Yeah.
Okay, we had a 2 hour delay, let's call it like that today. But see, that's the beauty of Cyprus. We kind of got in contact 3-4 weeks ago, I think, because of Fabian on the podcast, and then we're just like, let's sit together. Great thing, because there's so many crazy, awesome people here on the island.
Yeah.
And it's inspiring to hear that. And then since what we do is we are specializing on IT companies and IT freelancers, helping them to set up their business, to scale it, as I did it with my previous companies. So this, let's say, influencer path niche towards an entrepreneur is super exciting, because what we see, especially in the IT industry, is doing something in public, posting and all that stuff. It's very, very, very difficult to get them. Like that game is not played yet in a big amount. And I think IT freelancers and IT businesses can really learn something from that path, because they're kind of introverted people mostly. No judgment. It's just how it is. Very intelligent, very analytic.
Yeah.
But they definitely, a lot of people struggle with starting to post something. Like, it's a general example. Just start posting one good post on LinkedIn. It's like people have troubles with it.
Yeah.
They find that something can happen. And I try to take that fear away, that nothing is going to happen. When you started on Instagram, before TikTok blew up, you said you were around 20K. It's like, how did you get even to the 20K? Did you have a plan, or it just happened?
I was just like posting stuff I liked. I liked fashion, I still like it. And I like travels, I still like it. And I was just posting about that. At that time, you just had pictures, you don't have videos on Instagram. So it was the big deal, to be honest. I was meeting 2 of my friends every weekend, and we were shooting for the whole week our outfits. And when I went to travels, I was just shooting so much content, which I also can post in the future. So at that time, it wasn't a plan or something, but I remember the first time I got money for posting or for something. It was different than it's today, because nowadays, especially if you want to be an influencer or earning money with social media, it's so easy. Really, it's so easy. You can do, for example, UGC content. You don't even have to get a community or something. You can have 0 followers, but you can make directly. I know one girl, she's making 5K a month without any followers, just making videos, like advertisements for UGC. And at that time, in the past, in this Instagram area, I was like, oh my gosh, you got 100 euros for that post. I can't believe it. And the first time I got money, it was a collaboration with a spa in Berlin. And it was also one place I love to go. And then we told them, hey, guys, we were friends with, we were good, had a good connection. I was like, guys, you know that your social media sucks. And they were like, yes, we know, but we don't have any clue about that. And then they said, yeah, but and also we are like a big company with big investors, and with all this stuff, we need to ask our boss's boss. And then we said, let's sit together, we prepare something. And then me and my wife, we prepared like a presentation, like very old school, where we showed them, that's your followers, that we can bring you something like that. And then we had a very detailed meeting about that. And then the boss said, okay, we can try that, but I can only give you 500 euros per month. We can do that for 3 months. And we were like, oh my gosh, is that really happening? And we had to do so much.
Yeah.
Really, we had to do a lot for that, and basically it wasn't worth the money nowadays, but at that time it was crazy to have it, and it was the start. And nowadays, like, I have my management,
Yeah.
they wrote 2 emails, the company, they asked me, can we book 2 posts? And I said yes and no. And that's like how it works now.
Very
But at
interesting.
that time, it was like, with all the preparation,
Yeah.
with the negotiations,
Yeah.
with everything, with talking to the boss, and then he had to ask his boss and some stuff like that.
Crazy.
But it was nice. It was a good start also to recognize, okay, it could work.
Yeah.
And I'm always talking with my wife now about the situation, how to be an influencer now, and
Yeah.
how it changed. But we really appreciate the work. We appreciate how we started, because I think one of our biggest things why companies love us so much is because we work very strict also, and if they want to have a content piece on Monday, we can bring it on Monday. And nowadays the influencers, they of course they are stars, and people, they ask them, yeah, can you book something? And he said, yes, but I will give you maybe in 1 month, maybe in 2 months, maybe.
Interesting.
I'm not sure about that, and it's very important to also to see that as a business, and it's a big
Definitely.
business,
It's a
big
big
numbers.
business. Yeah, definitely. And what interests me, because I'm honestly also super interested what comes after. Do you think like the today or even before the picture of an influencer is wrong? Because obviously there's a business behind, and I think a lot of people just see you just post a couple of things and it just happens overnight.
Yeah, it is wrong, of course,
That's
obviously.
totally wrong, right?
Also talking with big business owners, they're thinking, I can start this. It's so easy, and then I'm watching them how they start, and they fail and fail and fail, and it's like, oh, maybe it's not that easy. But basically, the most of the people, they underestimated it.
Why do you think that is? Because I see
Because
some
social media is like, you only see the highlights,
yes.
and you only see like the result. Like in my case, I'm doing short form content.
Yeah.
My content piece is 30 seconds long, but that content piece took me 1 day.
Yeah.
But
Crazy.
people only see the 30 seconds, and they also, like, I usually film with my phone.
Yeah.
Not because I can't film with my camera, just because on social media, the most of the content piece should be watched like very native, in a native way. And I recognize in my in my space where I do content, that people prefer to watch like iPhone quality compared to big camera quality, because when it's some too good, when the quality is too good, or it looks too much like
Like a movie.
then they think it's an advertisement, and then they skip.
It's very interesting.
So it's I think that's also one part because why people think it's so easy.
So easy. That's super interesting. That probably explains why high quality VSLs, for example, I saw it even with us last year. We had a Netflix 4K kind of style VSL. We got that makes sense. We got some kind of feedback, like it looks set up, it looks like an ad. That makes sense actually. Super interesting. And because what you are describing, like this iceberg, like this iceberg picture, right? The people only see the tip of the iceberg and below. And I think, especially to our community, the IT community, I also always tell them, you don't need to be an influencer. You don't need to, but you need to get your word out of there, because because especially in the IT, it's a completely different field, but there's so many similarities. You want to get your clients. So I always tell them, the clients will not come to you. Even if you have a business with a couple of million, you need to be visible. Start doing something. And they really struggle with getting out there, because they are fearing that can backfire and everything. Like, it can, of course, it can influence their business. And coming back to you when you had the first, let's say, gig payment or whatsoever, it's like what happened then? So you understood, okay, I got now the first euros. You understand this. I can really drive a business out of it. What happened then?
Basically, I was just continuing, and that's also big learning on social media. It's not about the run; it's a marathon.
Yeah.
So you on social media, you have to put your work in, like into the videos and in your content, but for a very long time.
Yes.
And the thing is that the most people, they stop posting because in the first month they don't see any results, and
Yeah.
the second month maybe they don't see any. But that's not how it works. If it would work like that, everyone would do it.
Yeah.
It's absolutely a marathon, and I think I understood that, and I also understood, okay, I can earn money with it, but it's still a marathon.
Yeah.
I just
Yeah.
need to make the basics. I just need to post every day.
Yeah.
And at that time, I was like not going to bed without posting
Yeah.
3 videos a day.
Crazy,
I was
yeah.
not going
Yeah.
to bed. Even I was ill,
Yeah.
I was on the plane, I
That's-
was with my wife.
Yeah.
It's all, of course, preparation.
Yeah.
So you don't need to create the content every day.
No, it's
No, you
planned.
don't need to. You plan, of course. But also you have to be like flexible on social media, because that's also
interesting.
that's one thing. A lot of companies make false because they think, okay, now I don't have too much time and I create videos, but I create videos for the next month.
Yeah.
And then
It's too long.
yeah, it's too long, because you have to be flexible. If you see
Yeah.
that concept you
Yeah.
are posting
Yeah.
is not working, it's shit. No one likes it.
Yeah.
Why you should post it?
More of it.
And like you have to switch the mindset. I switched my mindset a bit. Not like I don't want to post just to post.
Yeah.
I want to post viral hit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like that's like the main thing about social media. It's not only about posting just to make things just because you can tell you, okay, I post, I tried.
Yeah.
It's not about that. You have to create viral hit.
Yeah.
You have to really know, okay, if I post that, maybe it triggers someone, maybe it helps someone, but it has to be viral potential.
How do you define, or how do you understand, or got to learn to understand how to produce viral content?
The first thing is, and one of the most important things, which also so many people don't know, is you have to consume by yourself.
Yeah.
Of course, very
Selectively.
very selective, but you have to understand social media, how it works, in a way, in a point of view from a viewer,
Yeah.
not only from a creator.
Yeah.
And that's also something like people don't do. The CEOs or something like that, they say, okay, I can just put it to someone, he helps me while creating video. But the way how he speaks, the way how he acts, the way how his energy is in this content piece, people and community, they recognize that. And I can see if we we watch together some content, I can tell you directly, this guy or this girl is also a consumer or just doing that because
Really
they have to do it.
Yeah.
And it's a very important thing. And also you have to try and error, because it's also a lot about analysis, because you also said, from the IT people, they're analyzing stuff.
Yeah.
On social media, it's also a lot about analyzing, because you have to analyze every content piece, the successful ones and the not so successful ones. And the successful ones, you have to analyze it. Okay, I did that, and that.
Yeah.
What can I duplicate in the next content
Very
pieces?
interesting.
For example, I had one content piece on Cyprus lifestyle where I showed the people and I talked about it, how to do like this tax hack in Europe. One of the nicest tax hacks in Europe is like doing the non-dom thing.
Yeah.
So, and I did that in a like very informative style video,
Yeah.
and it worked.
Yeah.
And I was analyzing that, and I was thinking, the information for the people is nice,
Yeah.
but maybe I can also improve that a viral video can go more viral.
Yeah.
And then I did like the same information,
Yeah.
but I did that in a way while I'm speaking
Yeah.
with nice backgrounds and everything, and then it hit even more. So, and now it's important to know, okay, this information is important for the people. This information is viral potential.
Yeah.
And then I go into it.
Yeah.
And that's how you create like your content. And it's very, very important to analyze everything you do also on social media, and to be flexible about that, and not to say I'm just posting, oh, I have 30 other videos, but this videos got 100 views.
Yeah.
No one
Yeah.
is interested about that. Why you it's also like a gun. You don't have so much opportunities on social media, because you annoy people. So your content pieces should be very selective. Also how you post. Of course, the quantity should be strong. Every day one post is necessary. But the quality is also important about that. It should be viral potential videos.
Very, very interesting. So consistency,
Yes.
definitely consistency, and not planning too much beforehand, like a month or even further. I also
Maybe 2 weeks, yes.
2 weeks, because you're not. I like that point, because I even was talking with my team about it as well. We recorded so much content, like 2 months ahead. Whereas, like, I don't want to post this anymore because it sucks.
Yeah.
Like in the time frame, you kind of like it just changed already.
Yeah.
So a little bit flexibility. And how do you analyze your content? Are you like really? Are you sitting down, taking a look? Okay, this one went viral. Why
Yes.
did it went viral?
Yes.
These steps, like these triggers, maybe.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. I was like, I'm just sitting down, analyzing, watching every video, and I'm thinking, and I write down, what did I do in that video? Which topic, which hook style, which background, which quality.
Very interesting.
And it's very analytic.
Yeah.
People, and of course, the best thing is that the content looks native. But at the end, social media is very analytic.
That's great. So making like a very public or broad example, like the TikTok girl, I don't know her name, like who got the most TikTok views, like was that, if you know the girl that does like this with the face, I don't know, what's her name? I need to look it up. Yes, yeah. Was that planned, or was it like spontaneously recorded?
The first time maybe spontaneously recorded, but then she recognized, okay, while I'm doing, she did other stuff, obviously. She did other stuff before, and then she did that one viral video, and then she just duplicated the style of the video, and because of that, she went so viral. I know one guy, his name is Noel. Noel goes crazy, and he's the most or he was last year the most growing TikTok channel in the world, and he's a German guy. And he dances. And he has like a big afro and has a very signature dance move.
I know that guy.
Everyone knows him. And he was like doing a lot of dances and a lot of styles of videos, but he recognized when because he has a big afro, and when he do that with his hoodie, people want to watch it again. And even if he just continue and duplicate it, people see it, and it went viral. And I also have this situation. 2 days ago, I posted a video, completely the same video, which went viral 1 year ago. Because I had so much work to do with the other companies, and I said, okay, I don't want to just post nothing. I post this video which went viral. It went viral again.
Really?
And when I talked to viral, I was like, I'm telling about 2 million.
Crazy.
German speaking. I'm only doing German speaking followers. So yeah, it's crazy. So you don't need to recreate everything new and thinking about new ideas. If something works, also if something works from others, why not taking some good things they do and giving your your own style into it and create a new content piece, but with a style
Yeah.
which already works.
You don't
Also-
need to reinvent
Yeah,
the
also
wheel.
on LinkedIn, for example, you mentioned it.
Yeah.
Very important also for business owners. I'm also one of the biggest German-speaking influencer
Yeah.
who is on LinkedIn
Yeah.
for like the short-term creators, because the LinkedIn influencer are usually only like doing business stuff, but the people who do short-term content, they don't go to LinkedIn. I don't know why,
Yeah.
because
Interesting.
on LinkedIn I'm connected with all the agencies, with all the brands, with other
a great
people,
platform.
with videographers, and because of that I also got so many deals.
Yeah.
And the thing is also about LinkedIn, I'm not reinventing any new.
Yeah.
I'm thinking, okay, what could work?
Yeah.
What style?
Yeah.
And for example, I have an ChatGPT.
Yeah.
I have an custom GPT, which called LinkedIn Writer.
Ah, interesting.
And I learned him how to
Yeah.
write LinkedIn posts in my style,
Yeah.
and now I'm very productive in that case.
Yeah.
So you can do everything.
That's very interesting, especially the AI topic as well, obviously. But is there like when because you're on LinkedIn, you're on Instagram, you're on YouTube, you're on TikTok,
Snapchat.
Snapchat as well. I never used Snapchat.
Also, the next big thing I'm telling you now,
Yeah.
Snapchat is going to be the next big thing in Germany. Now in the US, it's already.
Yeah.
All the big YouTubers from the US, they quitted YouTube.
Really, yeah?
For example, David Dobrik.
Oh, really? Yeah.
He quit YouTube just because he doing Snapchat, and he earns 30,000 at 30K per day with
Not bad.
Snapchat.
That's not bad.
Because your stories are monetized there. It's a very like
okay.
a new market, but a next big thing.
And it's gonna swamp over. Yeah. Is it also for B2B?
In the future, yes.
Yes. Yeah. So it could be a pioneer thing if you start
Yes.
playing that one. Yeah.
It's like if you're starting TikTok 2019, like I did.
Interesting, yeah.
At that time, you're not gaining money from it, or companies were not going on this platform where kids dances, of course. But now
they are.
Now they are. And like now I have 1.7 million German-speaking followers on TikTok.
Wow.
Because I created this community and these followers in all these years.
Yeah.
Nowadays, it's so much harder to gain this follower amount. But on Snapchat, I gained 200,000 followers in a half year, like in 6 months, from the scratch. I did not do crossover promotionals or anything, just posting. But also important about that, on Snapchat, I also posted 5 videos a day.
That's a lot, yeah.
Because also very big thing, you mentioned all the platforms I'm active on.
Yeah.
The thing is, I can handle that is because I also use content. Like I create one content piece and I spread it on all these platforms.
Because do you adjust the content to the platforms, or it's one reel, you can just spread it one to all platforms?
I spread it on all platforms besides LinkedIn, because my content is sometimes like funny content. Obviously, I don't post that on LinkedIn. And on YouTube Shorts, it's also a small difference, because you can't upload videos which are more than 1 minute.
Yeah.
But in that case, I'm re-edited. But also, for example, I edit my videos by myself.
Yeah.
Because I have my own style of editing, and people know me for my editing style, and then I don't want to give that to someone. For the company, but you don't have to do it. For the company, for example, I have a cutter.
Yeah.
So it's not about like, I'm doing that because I don't want to spend the money. I'm doing that because I have my special own way.
And that's the quality of, obviously, of the content. It's like giving your breathing away, almost like that. Yeah, that makes sense. Why do you think that some reels could not go to LinkedIn? Do you we were actually talking about it today, because we were discussing if we place some more funny and sarcastic content also to LinkedIn, because we also use it for the content, also private stuff as well. I think you can sprinkle that more and more in. But let's say you make a funny reel, 30 seconds. You don't think that would work, or like negative consequences on LinkedIn? That's a
It could work when it's in a business context, but in my content style, it's like about couples. Why should people? I do couple content and I do travel content.
Yeah.
Why I should post that on LinkedIn? It doesn't make sense also because on LinkedIn on LinkedIn I'm another influencer
yeah.
because on LinkedIn I'm telling the people and I show like something behind the scenes and I give education about social media.
Yeah.
And on my other platforms, I'm not doing that. But if you do on your normal reels, if you do business related content and put a bit of humor in it, of course, it could work on LinkedIn as well.
That's interesting because that's what we are doing right now. We starting, there's LinkedIn Pure, expert posts and all that stuff. We sprinkled in some business reels. I thought they were really good, like good tips, 30 seconds and stuff like that. We were just discussing, like putting also really funny stuff, like sarcastic stuff on it. And from what I understand, you would suggest keep that stuff for like you can be a different kind of person on all channels.
Of course.
Yeah. Okay. Super interesting.
But like, you can also be sarcastic on LinkedIn. I don't want to
Yeah.
tell that because, for example, also on Cyprus lifestyle, at the end, people follows also the company because they like the people behind it.
It's always been
so
the people.
it's always about the people, and it's nice also maybe on LinkedIn to tell something personal.
I like it.
But if you make content which is a bit too far away from your usual content on that platform, it could not work, you know. So I would stick on like on a structure.
Yeah. Okay. Very interesting. Also in our case, because that would be definitely different. But we can try that.
Just try, yeah.
Yeah, we can
Why
try
not?
that because LinkedIn is changing. Like what we see also a lot are the comments. I think you also experienced that LinkedIn is going to get the new Facebook or Instagram and everything. Do you think that's going to happen eventually?
It has some Facebook vibe.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it has.
And I also recognize if you're a good-looking man or woman, your posts they're better. Like not better, but they got more views, got more likes. But I think it will stay at this business-related platform, which is different to the other ones.
Definitely.
But of course, you have to go with the time. You have to create video content and not only not only text, but like text also works at X, for example. So yeah, I'm looking forward to LinkedIn. I like it, and it's also one big thing. You have to be flexible about that because now the algorithm of LinkedIn tells you make short form content. Make this. And it's dumb not using that. It's also like I know so many Instagrammers from the past. And they always said, I'm not going to make any short form videos. I'm not posting on TikTok. I'm not going to do that. And nowadays, they're gone. They're gone because they said, I don't want to do that. It's their fault. So
you need to be flexible.
Yes.
You need to be and understand the trends that are happening. Yeah, I mean, good example with LinkedIn. They just published the short form content, right? You have now the short button, like a month ago. I would say.
And it's always like that on the platforms. They support your account if you're using their new tools.
With the stories on what was it? Where was it first? Snapchat? No, and then
Snapchat,
and then Instagram, and I know that LinkedIn is also testing the story function as well, which would be cool.
Yes,
I would really like that because you can share with the stories different kind of stuff, right? But super interesting, like different kind of pictures that you produce throughout different kind of platforms. And then going back to your case, so Instagram, you had the first gig. Now you basically understood, okay, I'm going to put a lot of time into it. And then TikTok came. So how did you switch, or how was the transition then? You got you got the first money on Instagram, awesome feeling. So you understood now I could make something out of that. Then TikTok came, and then you said to yourself, I'm gonna try this platform. I'm gonna put effort into it.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. And then it worked out after 1 month. And I remember one situation
Yeah.
where I had this meeting for that sales job with like the boss.
Yeah.
And I wanted to be in that job.
Yeah.
But in the same time, on the same day, I had like a fan meeting.
Yeah.
With some other TikTokers. We created a fan meeting, and in the morning I had this meeting with the boss. I said, yes, I want to work at your company.
Yeah.
I want to be a good employee. And like 3 hours later, I made 150 pictures with fans.
Yeah.
So it was a weird situation.
It's weird.
But I always want to keep me humble,
Yeah.
even if I got so many fans and I got so much money and everything, compared to my past self, of course. But yes, I just saw this opportunity and I put everything into it. And I also like understood that there's like a big opportunity I can use to create my dream life out of it, because I always watch the videos of Jay Alvarez. I don't know if you know him.
Yeah.
He was one of the first travel creators, and I always watched that and I was like, I want to be like that. And I saw in TikTok and in the short form video industry an opportunity where it could help me to go there. And I always want to do something creative. So, and I have so much fun doing that.
That's super interesting. When you put more work into it and you really like even say that you put everything on this card, did you get any coaches or mentors for that, or did you teach everything by yourself?
I got one friend. He was very he went very viral on TikTok.
Yeah.
And of course, obviously, I was talking to him.
Yeah.
But to be honest, the most of the stuff I learned by myself.
Yeah.
Which I wouldn't recommend, because, for example, I helped my wife a lot, and for her it went even faster because she had someone who helped her. And I have also another good friend. I helped him, and now he's a big influencer.
Crazy.
With more than 1 million followers.
Yeah.
And of course, help always gets you faster to your goal.
That's for sure. That's for sure. So is it like it's something learnable, teachable, and reproducible?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Super interesting, because I think that's a common. I would say that's a common mispicture, wrong picture, that because in the social media, I think, is always put as it's this one-hit wonder. You were lucky with one video, and see, just by talking, how much work, how much analytics, how much planning is behind. I want that the people also understand how much work this is, because I think it's not a fair picture. You are traveling, you're doing some reels about traveling.
You know about that? That's so funny, because obviously I'm collaborating with travel agencies and also with the countries directly, with the tourism of the countries, and I'm creating this content. And my friends who are not doing social media, they're like writing me, "Oh, it looks so nice. You're having the best time of your life." And like, of course, my job is to that it looks like I have the best time of my life, and because I'm doing promotion of the place, but in the background I'm filming so much, and I'm thinking, and I wake up in the morning to catch the sunset, and then I do so much work in the background. And of course, while I'm in a brand deal, I'm also stressed because I want to catch this special thing and this special activity, and like it's packed. For example, I had a cruise collaboration, and it was like 7 a.m. morning shoot, 9 a.m. spa, 10 a.m. meeting with the agency, 12 a.m. lunch shoot, 2 o'clock shoot in the on the deck, 4 o'clock shoot with the other creators, and it was like all the time like
That's
that. And the people who are watching that, they're like, oh, you're having a great time and again on vacation. I was like, yeah, again on vacation. But
Yeah. And that's completely wrong picture. That's why I'm also emphasizing that. But you said something interesting. You need to look like it is this. I mean, you're living your best life,
Yes.
and like I think everybody here is living the best life, and I think this is the classic misinterpretation of the. It doesn't even matter if it's influencer or whatever, entrepreneurs and everything, whatever. It doesn't matter which kind of business. There's so much work behind that the people don't see, and I don't like. Some people I think don't want to see and can't see because you are not. If you have never tried to do something like that, it's very difficult to understand. I probably can relate when you have probably friends or family who have never done a business. It's difficult to make them understand what challenges, like emotions, like so many things happening to you. It's very difficult to even explain and teach people who have never done that. That's a misinterpretation. I also always say, if people say it's easy if I just do this and this and this, just do it. Like as you say, consistency at the beginning for you or still today is a very important part. Everybody can do it, right?
Of course.
But why nobody is doing it if it's so easy, right? It's I think it's excuses also, searching for excuses.
of course, and it's the comfort zone. It's
Yes.
for the people. It's like nice to point out to other people and say, "Oh, it's so easy," but they comment this hate speech while they're on the couch on the weekend and watching Netflix, which is also fine. But
I like it.
you don't like, you have two options. You can choose it. You can choose by yourself. Everyone has the same possibility in Germany, for example. Of course, when we look to other continents in Africa,
it's different.
it's different.
It's
but
different.
when we're talking about German speaking,
we have the choice.
Yes.
We have everything we can do. And what the interesting thing is, we don't need much these days. Like, it's true. It's never been easier to start something. And you might fail one or two times. I failed for sure a couple of times beforehand, but it doesn't cost you much. I mean, like, creating content, starting your business, it's first of all digital. Everybody has a freaking phone, so that's how it starts, right? But there's always the excuses. And how do you cope? Or, like, also in the past, when you got obviously bigger, you have now over 2 million, I think, of followers.
I think 2.6.
2.6. So that's
when you
combine all the platform. Well, that's a lot of eyes. How did you cope with this hate messages and everything throughout, like at the beginning and now? Does it interfere you, or does it touch you, or at least I assume today not really, but maybe it does?
To be honest, like, it doesn't has any effect of me now. And I have also like an employee, and she has also, one of her tasks is just to block the people who are just hating. Because I can tell you something, like, also another guy told me, which he has who has a lot of followers. He said, look, if you're having a party and your friends are in the party and people who like you, and then other people come in and they shouting and they bullying and they throw trash away. What are you going to do? Of course, you send them out.
Makes sense.
Why you're not doing that on your social media and on your life? You always have to just focus on the people you love to, you like, and they like you. And that's very, very important thing about also your own social media stuff. And obviously, in the beginning, everyone is laughing. And now the people who laughed about me in the past, they're like, hey, you're in the town, let's meet. Oh, nice. Can you help me in that case? Can you help me here? Obviously, it's like that. It's always like that. But I ignore them, and my assistant, she just blocks them.
Yeah.
And you trigger them the most when you just delete their comment, because people comment only because of their ego, because they don't have in their lives too much positive things. So they want other people to like their hate comments.
Okay.
And
Psychology.
yeah, because they don't write me this in person. I never get something in person. I only get like this as a comment, this hate stuff. And the most the most satisfying thing is just to delete their comment, which got a bit, maybe some likes, but to delete this comment, block this person, and this person is sitting on their couch, is like unhappy and watching on their phone, is like, oh my God, I don't got this endorphins anymore because this person blocked me and deleted a comment.
So the wrong reaction in this case would be to comment on the hate comment?
Of course. Why you put any of your valuable time in this shit, in this shit person?
Makes total sense.
Fuck this person. Through this person, I'm telling that, like, this person has no right to watch my nice video.
That's
because
true.
this person, they like just put out hate. And not positive energy. Go out. You're not allowed to watch my content. My content is free. So go out. I can decide.
That's true.
I don't need own anyone, anything.
That's
and I have my community. I love my community. And I also see sometimes that my community comment back and like protect me and everything. And I love that to see it. But also my community, I don't want that they put their valuable time into shit persons. No way of that. And you will always have some people who don't like it. If
Of
you
course,
only have people who like something, I think you don't use your full potential.
That is true, and that is interesting, because I think I'm now putting myself into our typical client situation. I think that's something that they fear. You make a post or you make a reel, you get some bad comments, you need to stand over it, right? At the beginning, you can always, if it's good critic, it's something different,
of course,
right?
That's something different.
But if somebody insults you, that's obviously that's not okay. And I like the reactions, like just throw that person out of the party.
Yeah, and the funny thing is, like, people do that because of their insecurities.
Yes, they want to feel better.
Yes, and also because they see something in the person they don't do by themselves. For example, if a CEO, if a client CEO posts something and another CEO friend, he said, "Oh, why are you doing that right now?" He only tells that because he's afraid of doing that. I can tell you, because someone who is doing that and he's getting clients out of it and he's successful out of it, he would never tell someone who start about that, why you're doing that. It's funny because it's always a mirror of the inside of the person. It's always like that. And I can also see this by myself because I'm also a human being. And sometimes I'm like, oh, I don't like this video. But, like, of course, I would never, ever comment shit. But sometimes I catch myself while like I got triggered out of it. And I was, in that moment, I'm also analyzing myself and I'm thinking why I got triggered because of that. And then I was like, maybe because this person, for example, started a podcast while I'm still afraid of it. Just an example. And people should do that, but people don't reflect.
Self-reflection.
Yes, they don't do that.
Super interesting. There's so much. It's like a science, right? Like social media is for real. Like there's a whole world. I think a lot of people not even understand how much exploration you need to do.
Yes, but of one side it's science and it's crazy, but on the other side it's also so simple. Because you can start and you learn by you're doing that, and you can just use your phone. You don't even need a microphone or anything. You don't even need lights, for example. in my home while I'm shooting videos, I don't use lights.
Yeah.
Of course, I'm using a microphone, but
Yeah.
I'm not using any light. And now we're also not using, we're using here the nature light. And it's nice. It's nice because nowadays everyone can start
Yeah.
and create. Because also one thing people think they need first have to have the biggest setup,
Yes,
the most expensive camera.
it's an excuse first,
Yes.
right? I can't start because, you know, it costs 10,000 euros to
Yeah.
start.
But you can start. You don't have to be the biggest great creator. One friend of mine, he got 30,000 followers on Instagram, and of course that's
good.
a lot.
Yeah.
But he makes much more money than me
Yeah.
with my 2.6 million.
Really? Yeah.
Yeah. And
Crazy.
it's because he has his niche.
Yeah.
He has his community.
Yeah.
It's also not about the followers, it's about the niche.
Yeah.
For example, if you post on LinkedIn
Yeah.
and one person, just only
Yeah.
one person sees it and gets your client
Yeah.
and your product is so valuable that you can sell it for 100K,
Yeah. Super interesting.
you earn much more money than most of the influencers in Germany who have more than 1 million followers,
Yeah.
for example.
That's super interesting.
That's the thing. People think they have to be the next viral influencer. They don't need to.
So niching down, even like on social media, is one of the most important steps.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's also important, of course. But it depends what you want to do. But on a business side, yes.
Yeah.
But from the start, I would go a bit more general.
Yeah.
And then if I told the algorithm that I'm a creator now, then I can go on a niche.
Interesting.
So also, it's one tactic I also teach people who ask me.
Yeah.
It's you have to create viral hits while you're doing your niche stuff, because look, the viral hits will push the algorithm on this way, and if you only post your niche content, will be just here. And because you do in the middle, like every fifth video, maybe something viral, then also your niche content will go from here to here.
Yeah.
And it's very important to understand that, because the algorithm works like that. Because the algorithm knows it's possible. Your face can reach this high of views. So your other videos, which are maybe a bit more business related, more niche, will increase. And the biggest mistake companies do is they start with these videos, which are very niche, but no one sees them because they don't create this general viral potential video.
Super interesting.
You have to have a mix.
Yeah.
And like in the future, when you have your following, when you have your community and everything, like of course, maybe everything has a bit like minimum view. For example, nowadays when I post on my channel, on my main channel, like 50,000 views is shit for me.
Yeah.
For me, it's like 500,000 views is nice.
Yeah.
But on my company's channel, also 10,000 is amazing.
Yeah.
Also, one thing, because I started that there, and the other thing is because there I have niche
content. Yeah, interesting.
It's different. Yeah.
So, starting a little bit more general, and not just within the niche, a little bit broader, and then the more views or the more following you get, then you're niching down more.
Yes. Plus, you always have to have these viral videos, because of them you also get new viewers to your niche content.
Makes total sense.
Yeah, mix is important.
Mix is important. Super interesting. Super interesting.
Yeah, there's one guy, I'm sure you know him. It's Jeremy Fragrance.
Yes, I love him.
Legend. And this guy, people think he's dumb, and people think he's crazy, but this guy is smart AF. And he doing that in a very strong way, but you can learn a lot of it.
Yeah.
Because he's doing these crazy videos. And because of these crazy videos,
he gets
also his normal video, while he just posts telling about his company and his code, gets automatically more views. And
makes total sense. Yeah.
He has also a time where he's just doing this very serious content.
Yeah.
and no one was interested about that.
That's a good
And
example.
because of he's doing this crazy content, also this very boring video, which is like in the middle part of the viral stuff, is getting automatically more views.
Makes total sense. It's
Yeah.
a very good example. I think a lot of people hear this really the first time because it's valuable content, valuable insights that you're giving. See so much strategy behind. Makes also like makes total sense if you think about it. Yeah. Do you teach? Do you teach that to other people as a coach? Is that something that you're focusing on as well, besides the helping people to relocate with Zypern lifestyle?
I don't do that like now, but I will do that in the future. And I had clients where I did that just for fun.
For fun. Yeah, because it's such a valuable knowledge.
Maybe I will do that but the thing is, because I'm earning enough money and
focus time.
yes, I just want to do things. I just have fun about that, and of course I had fun while I was teaching that to one guy, for example, but for the other topics I have more fun. And I want to create Zypern Lifestyle as the #1 company in Cyprus to helping relocate people, supporting their businesses, real estate. I'm having fun in real estate now, and I want to focus on that, and I'm pretty sure that we are going to be the #1 in a few months. And so, why not pushing the things I'm just love right now?
You can't do everything.
Yes.
You can't do everything. Well, the Zypern life I love because we get more and more awesome people here. Combining that with real estate, I mean, no brainer. Real estate always works. But I do like, if I think about like setting up like a mentoring business behind how to gain or how to step into and how to scale the social media game, I think
maybe I will do that.
There's a huge market. As I'm thinking right now, is anyone? I know there's low ticket offerings on, I don't know how to get viral and everything, but you can. Yeah, there's a big
Yes,
big
I
thing
know,
behind,
I know,
yeah.
because I know, but I'm not doing my businesses for money only.
It should make like you enjoy it. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think I will enjoy it, but now I'm
One step
focusing
after
on the other
another,
things.
yeah.
And for example, in Cyprus Lifestyle, it's also a bit in the coaching style because we created a video course, for example.
Yeah.
And for me, it's also a new topic with like how create a video course, how create a community, create something like that. But for now, I love to do it. And like if someone who hears that, who is interested in coming to Cyprus and want to learn about that, Zypern Lifestyle is
Definitely.
This is definitely such a nice value because our idea was to create something like, Alex Hermosi.
Yes, of course.
He says like you have to give an offer.
Yes.
People would think they're dumb if they don't buy it. And our offer is so nice with the with the course, with the community, with the connection to our network, and it's cheap AF. It costs like 330 euros. So it's a no-brainer for that.
no-brainer.
I want to do that just because I want to go in and help people. And in the future, people will come to me with real estate topics and will come to me with other topics where I can really get the big money. But for now, I just want to help people to put this in a way where everyone can afford that. You know?
That's super interesting. Like also the strategy that you're describing, because in the last week's podcast with Justin, we were touching this topic, how in the future it will get so important to build this community. Because when we were discussing, like every kind of business coach or whatever is always targeting these high tickets, like the one-to-one, the ideal cherry picking clients. You only want to work with them. But how Justin was also explaining it, and I really liked it, is this is 5 to 10% of the people or businesses they work with. The same for us when we work with companies. But the 90% of the people or businesses are a little bit forgot.
Yeah.
Because you're waiting for this ideal client as usual. So how about not trying to create your own qualified leads to over the whole value chain,
Yes.
like very at the beginning, and it starts with the community.
Yes.
You help people with your knowledge, whatever expertise you're in, and it doesn't need to be the monetization comes after. First give
Yes.
the value, and it's
Yeah.
exactly the same approach, and then you can build upon that, obviously, out of the community in this case. People, if you relocate people, more and more people. Like some of those people will found a business. Obviously, it's part of it. Then maybe that business scales. Then they want to invest in real estate. That's the whole chain that you're
Yes.
building. Yeah,
And we gave the value from the beginning.
exactly.
And we also give value about the real estate because, for
Yeah.
example, one friend, he came here and he was not thinking and he was not knowing about the real estate situation here.
Yeah.
And we were like just showing him our real estates here. And because also the difference between Cypern lifestyle and the competitors is like we have skin in the game because
Yeah.
my co-owner David, he has built his own house here
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
it's already ready. And
Yeah.
most of the real estate agents, they don't even have anything
They don't live
here.
here. Yeah.
And that's one thing. Also, the other thing is I'm doing real estate business here. Like I'm just building 6 apartments,
Yeah.
which is also like we have the skin in the game.
Yeah.
We are here. We live here. We're not only here for 16
Yeah.
days just for the
Yeah.
tax reason. We
Yeah.
love it here.
Yeah.
We have our real estates here.
Yeah.
I'm building my own house here, and it's such a nice thing to know someone like us
Yeah.
who can just give you advice.
Yeah.
Why, because not only advice while they're just reading books or
Yeah.
hearing from others, just advice from people who already did that.
Yeah. Exactly.
Who managed this
Yeah.
shit situations, who managed the situation with the Cyprus people,
Yeah.
which is also sometimes a
Yeah.
bit difficult or different
Yeah.
compared
Yeah.
to Germany or Austria.
Yeah, it's
So-
different. Yeah, skin in the game. I love
Yes.
that. That's also that's something that I hear very often from clients that we work with because what we do is to show how to scale IT businesses to 6 figures, to 7 figures, or even to 8 figures, because that's the path that I went with my businesses. And what I hear a lot is skin in the game, because you can't coach, teach, advise someone if you haven't done it yourself. Unfortunately, there's a lot of people out there who try to do that, but there's also something that we touched last week. Those people, businesses or whatsoever, they will perish because authenticity, I think,
Yes.
is so important, and then building the community around, and I mean, giving the value. And of course, if you're building your own real estate, it's social proof.
Yeah, and it's different
Yeah.
because you're going to be in different situations where you can talk about it.
Yeah.
And like for example, I never studied,
Yeah.
and people ask me why you never studied, for example, and I was like, I'm a big fan. I'm not an opponent of studying.
Yeah.
I like to watch YouTube videos of some nice courses, but I never studied because I'm a guy and I'm a person who wants to work and having his own experiences and learning out of that.
Yeah.
And I experienced it by myself that because of that, I got the most out of it.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's direct impact, direct influence. If you do something, obviously you feel. Yeah, I always also say, I don't know if I would study again. Probably I would say no. I would just jump right into. When I studied, I anyway started to work and then freelance and start my first business as well, because I also similar feeling like this is too slow, like theoretical. But of course, it's in some areas, like whatever doctor or whatever,
Of course,
there's
obviously.
not possible. But I think in general, like even for my daughter, I don't know if I'm gonna even send her to a normal school anymore. Yeah, private school here it's good because we have also bigger sons that they're going to school and university here as well. It's for sure a lot better than in Germany. That's also not so difficult right now. But like in general, like, do you want to go that traditional path anymore? There's other options even. You know?
Yes, they are.
It changes. Yeah. Okay, but let's go back to the timeline of yours. So went to TikTok. TikTok blew up. What like then you started thinking of, okay, let's go to Cyprus. Let's change your environment. Yeah. That's also a classic move from, I would say, people in that area who want to move forward, change the environment. So then you came here 2022.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
2.5 years ago.
Two and
from
a half
now,
years, yeah. I was here since 2021. Yeah, so similar time. And best decision of your life.
Yeah.
Yeah, so definitely.
Like the best decision was marrying my wife, obviously.
Of course, yeah, we wrote
but
that down before.
because she will hear it.
Of course,
No,
it's always the best decision.
But like business-wise, it was my best decision, and also from the
Privately.
health perspective, because I also have my fitness tracker here, and I track my sleep and I track my health.
Yeah.
And it's crazy how it changed while I'm here. Because before I was living in Berlin,
Yeah.
in the center of Berlin, it was busy, noisy, messy, and I also loved it,
Yeah.
to be honest. But in some point where I had too much work and too much stuff going on in my life and in my businesses, I can't found there like any
Balance?
balance anymore. So Cyprus is for me the perfect spot, like to combine everything: balance, health, weather, community, tax situation. I love it so much here, and
me too.
for me it's amazing, and that's why I like to bring people here, because I see this opportunity and I feel it. I'm not seeing it, I feel it from my stomach that it will be the next big thing to be here. Like for influencers, for example, because now I also helped some big influencers to relocate to
really?
Cyprus. Yes. And like a few years ago, Dubai was the big thing also for influencers. And every not every, but a lot of influencers, they moved there. And now the situation changed a bit, also with the taxes with Dubai, and also with the weather and some political stuff, obviously. But now I have the feeling that what happened to Dubai a few years ago will happen to Cyprus. And if the influencer will start to come and to make that content about it and everything, it will blow.
It will blow up. Well, Cyprus is for sure gonna support that because they want to grow, right? We had in the past, or still have, but also not focusing on it right now. We had two plans as well. I also wanted to do this real estate stuff, like first build my house, then the idea build more houses and sell them and everything. Didn't work out. Business partner issue, I would say. Very close to buying a plot. So happy I didn't. But what the idea that we always have, also completely non-related to my business, is we want to have a business club in Cyprus, like a really exclusive business club where entrepreneurs, invitation only. You know, Soho Club in London.
Yes, of course.
That thing.
Yes.
Like,
I was in Soho in Berlin.
it's good.
It's good.
Yeah, and something like that with some other ideas. And what we did last year starting is we were talking to some other people, searching for some business partners as well. And then the president's assistant was friend with one of the guys that we are working with. And then they were like, hey, this is a good idea. And suddenly we had a meeting, and suddenly this assistant from the president jumped in. It's like, what the hell is happening, right? And he's like, yeah, we're supporting this. All you need to do is, if you do it, put the logo, supported by a separate government and everything, because then they explained the plans, like they want to triple or quadruple the population in the next 10 years, they said. Then they had these big investment, these big projects. For example, Larnaca, they wanted to basically built the whole marina for
Yeah.
5 billion or whatsoever. So you can see that what you are stating, I think it's going to happen. And right now is still the time to jump on the train
Yes.
if you want to relocate, if you want to go into real estate,
Yeah.
because 5 years, it's gonna look different already. When I came here, the prices were half. Like
Yes, yes, I know.
that's like 4 years ago.
It was different.
It's
The
completely
first time
different.
I was here, I visited some friends and they had
Yeah.
the villa with
Yeah.
a 3-bedroom pool, nice private pool, own pool, and they paid 1,000. 1K rent per month.
1,000. You
Yes.
pay that for a 2-bedroom apartment now.
Yeah, it's crazy. Also, the apartment situation here is also crazy because like you pay the same amount for apartments than for for houses.
Yeah,
It's
there's not a
crazy.
big difference.
So that's why I was thinking about that, and also the university to Paphos, the private university of Beirut, they
Yeah, that's a big
they
one.
opened, and the apartment market
Yeah.
now in Paphos changes,
Yeah.
and people are searching for that.
Yeah.
Also for the companies,
Yeah.
also a lot of tech companies come here, and that why, for example, I decided to go on apartments for my real estate project, because that's, and also for luxury
Yeah.
segment. Also working with a developer who is focused on luxury, because all the expats,
Yeah.
they like I know it for myself. Like I don't want to live in a shit developed house.
Yeah.
I want to live in a house
Yeah.
which is German, like similar to German quality.
exactly.
And
Yeah.
that's why also people from Sweden or from
Mm-hmm.
from Germany, Austria, Switzerland, they want to live in nice quality luxury houses or
yes.
apartments.
There's definitely big demand for it.
Yeah.
Like the idea that we had was build in like an entrepreneur village, like 10 houses, like a with everything included in that area, like in that complex, paddle, restaurant, kiosk, and
Nice.
all that, gym and stuff like that, because like people who don't have a lot of time, they concentrate on their work. So, 24/7 service, that was the idea that we had. I think it would be a
Good
cool idea.
idea.
Maybe we do it at some
In
point.
Larnaca or where?
Yeah, we wanted to start in Larnaca
Do
because
it in Paphos.
the Paphos, that Limassol probably would be the best in terms of getting the clients, but the plots are.
But Limassol, they are doing similar things
Yes.
in these apartment projects.
That's a
like,
very big one. Yeah.
like the Ritz-Carlton
Yeah.
project, for example. You
Yeah.
also have these apartments there. You have
Yeah.
a gym, spa,
Yes, they
restaurant.
do. But they pay a lot.
Yes.
15, 20K or
For me, it's a
something.
bit overpriced. To be
Yeah,
honest.
it's very expensive. I know one person, like, well, he's living there and he pays, I think, 15 to 20K a month. That's the
That, for me, it doesn't make sense.
That's a lot, man. Yeah, that's a lot. But yeah, I like that idea because there's a demand. And again, you're also bringing people in the community together. It builds up. So I think when you relocate people, when I was thinking back, one big, not problem, but it's a challenge. You are new to a country, so you want to be introduced to a new community as well. You build that community. It's like switching to your new home. Like it's a very comfortable feeling, and I think that's very important. The more people are coming, it's also going to bring forward the whole island in terms of
Yes, you will
infrastructure.
see it, like new restaurants will
Yeah.
blow up, new gyms, new, I think, podcast studios or something like modern stuff will blow up because there is a need,
Yeah,
of course.
yeah, yeah. It's really
And it's also like it's also good for everyone who live here already.
Yeah.
Because for them it gets modernized.
Yeah.
That's why I love Paphos so much, because they put so much work and so much money into everything, and you feel that it changed. They renovate stuff. They're opening new amazing restaurants, new cafes, and it's nice. Like for example, every Monday, I'm sitting in a coffee and doing my brainstorms brainstorm stuff for the week.
Yeah.
And there are also some other people who are there with the laptops, and you have a nice feeling, a nice environment. And
Yeah.
like when you look back 3 years ago,
Wasn't there?
it wasn't
No?
like that. Also,
Interesting.
like for example, if you like good clothing or
Yeah.
luxury clothing
Yeah.
or luxury cars,
Yeah.
a few years ago it
Nothing.
wasn't like
Yeah.
that, and now people are looking on it
Yeah.
and buying stuff like that, and I
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
I like this, for
Yeah.
example, by my in person.
Yeah.
So for me it's also cool to see the
Yeah.
change.
Yeah, it came a lot. That's true, actually. Yeah, a lot of more stores for some really nice clothes. Yeah, a couple of years ago was was more difficult. That's true. I never noticed, but it is true. It's easy now,
Yeah.
actually. Before you really had to search to find stuff like that. Yeah, it's changing, but I think also in a positive way for
Yeah.
sure. Yeah, that's true. And so going back to the timeline, now you went to Cyprus with your now wife, created more like her social media presence as well, then also combined it as I see, and then starting the real estate and the relocation business.
Yes.
What's next now? What's coming?
Next is the really big next project is to create an own podcast with my wife,
Yeah.
and we're not just want to just make it like we did the other social media stuff,
Yeah.
like how just starting it. We want to make a big concept
Yeah.
and working with a big team, and I think that will be the next big thing. And in my opinion, a podcast, like especially in our case, could be like the last puzzle
Yeah.
to blow up in
Completely.
another big way.
Yeah.
Because with podcasts and long-term content, especially for short-term creators,
Yeah.
it's important to get these people
Yeah.
to create them for being a community member, not only be a follower.
Yeah.
And that's a very big thing and a very big step for us.
Yeah.
And I think that will be the next thing. And also like building our own house.
Yeah.
And when we're having our own house in the next, I think 2 to 3 months, I also want to be a dad. So
That's good.
that's also a goal. And always, of course, visiting the world.
Yeah.
And for example, in January, I'm going to Vietnam.
Oh,
Then I'm
nice,
going
yeah.
to the Maldives.
Oh,
Next
nice.
week, I'm going to Bucharest.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'm excited to see new and explore new countries.
Yeah, you have to do that now with the baby.
Yes, I know.
But I don't think also misconception is that you can travel with the baby if you start doing that
You
immediately.
can,
Yeah,
of
for
course,
sure.
but it's different, obviously. You can't do
completely.
this spontaneously. I'm hopping on a tuk-tuk.
no,
And
no.
for example, in Vietnam, we're going to make a motorcycle tour
Yeah.
for 4 days.
Yeah.
And obviously, stuff like that, it's a bit more difficult.
Yeah.
But we also want to be that parent who travels with their kids.
Yeah,
and
definitely.
show that to our community.
Yeah, 100%. Same what we say.
But
We
will talk in
Yeah,
3 years.
we'll talk about. There's other challenges, but till then, there's a lot to come. I like I love the podcast project. I'm super curious how that's gonna look like. Because we were talking about it a little bit, and super interesting ideas. And social media wise, like, do you set your goals for yourself? Like, in 2025, I want to, I don't know, reach 5 million followers. Is that something that you do for yourself? Do you set yourself KPIs?
To be honest, I did that in the past, but right now, because the following is so big, my biggest goal is to set these followers to become community members, and that they will know a bit more about me and my life. Because followers is not everything. It's all about the community.
It's all about.
That's the most goal.
Would you also say that it's a misconception out there that big following means successful?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
As I told you before, this one friend, he's
Yeah.
having his 30K and he's making millions.
Really good. That's a good example. I think that helps a lot of people. It's you can have a couple of thousand real followers if you have a great service offering, for example, or a great product. You can make a lot of money out of it, and you can spread a lot of value and help.
Yeah. Yeah,
That's true. So it's not about the following. That's why you want to convert them into more a community, get to know you more, help them in different areas as well. That makes total sense.
Especially my wife, she's doing that great,
Yeah.
and her community is amazing.
Yeah.
She's also focusing on like women, also sports
Yeah.
themes and self-love and beauty makeup, and she's doing a lot more talking videos which are a bit more authentic, and these videos are amazing. That builds the community.
Yeah.
And yeah, she's also a role model for me in that case because she's doing that so great.
That's really cool. Because you were mentioning the long form, is it like the strategy then behind short form content leads to the long form content for the community? Is that like with your reels or in generally, not only you, short form content leads to the long form content, for example, on YouTube, where it really goes half an hour, or longer, and that really builds the community behind?
Yeah, it's better for building community,
Yeah.
but you can also build communities with short forms,
Yeah.
of course. But the short form content has to be a bit different because my short form content is also about more about education in the travel style, and also more about the funny way in the couple style. But for example, my wife, she's also doing real talk topics in short form content.
Yeah.
These videos are sometimes longer than 1 minute,
Yeah.
and my videos are sometimes 15 seconds. And of course, it's easier to build some community or some trust with longer style,
okay.
because the people get to know to you a bit better.
Yeah, it makes total sense. And generally speaking, like you were also mentioning back in the days, like a couple of years ago, the monetization on Instagram and everything has changed to today. It's like, how does it work? How does it work today for the people who doesn't know? It's like, how do like generally on Instagram, how is it monetized? Is it the product placements, the collaborations? Because for example, you said you work with even the countries together to promote the country and everything. How does this normally work for someone who doesn't know?
Yeah, you have companies,
Yeah.
obviously, and they want to promote something.
Yeah.
And like I see, basically a country is also a company.
Yeah, of course.
Because
They need to earn
the
money.
company wants to bring people to their country to spend money.
Yeah.
And I'm not working with the government,
Yeah,
but I'm working with the tourism
Yeah.
board of
Yeah.
the country.
Yeah.
For example, I was in Finland,
Yeah.
basically,
Yeah.
as an example, or I was in the USA as well. And then like they want me to create like advertisement for their products, and the product could be a country too. And I'm doing this in my formats, in my authentic ways.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's how they pay me for that.
Yeah.
Also, they can use these content pieces sometimes for pushing them with ad budget.
Yeah.
Then they they buy the buyouts of it.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's how it works.
Yeah.
And I'm very thankful to say that, but I have amazing partners.
Yeah.
And like my philosophy is also working with partners. I'm already a customer or consumer of.
So
For example, I'm working with IHG Hotel Group,
Yeah.
like Intercontinental or a Crown Plaza and
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah.
And I'm a customer of them.
Yeah.
And then I work now,
And it's easy.
for example, with Iralo. Maybe you know Iralo. It's like an app where you buy eSIMs while you travel. And I'm always doing that. So I like they pay me and I put money back. So it's nice and
It's
it's
a
authentic,
win-win.
but it's an authentic
Yeah.
way. And I'm in a position to choose my partners very wisely. And of course, my partners should give the value to the community too.
Yeah.
The community supports me, and I only want to show them companies or situations where they profit
Yeah.
too. So I give them like only my recommendations.
Yeah.
And my recommendations nowadays, they pay to me. But
Yeah.
I would recommend this stuff to them anyway.
Anyway, yeah.
Yeah.
That's authentic. That's real for sure. And yeah, that's clear. I think for everybody who's also listening to that. And if you look back now, the last couple of years, what's the biggest learnings that you took for yourself? Maybe for someone who wants to start or really grow their social media. Like what's the biggest learnings, the biggest advice that you want to share?
The biggest learnings are consume content by yourself to understand the market and the psychology behind social media. Create content and see the content creation as a marathon, not a sprint. And like try different things out and not only doing one format
And doesn't work.
yeah.
Oh.
Because also, for example, one friend of mine, he started to create videos, and 2 months it was like 100 views always, and then he changed the style of the videos and also the background, and now he's getting viral every second video.
Crazy.
It's also about some small things, so don't give up about that. But very important thing on creating social media is you have to really want to do that. Because I see so many people, they get forced to do that, and the result will always be shit if you don't want to do that. You really have to do it by your heart and by yourself and having fun while doing that, and then you create the content completely different.
Because it comes
You see it directly if someone is forced to do it or loves to do it.
That's how would you, for people who have problems, let's say, or objections starting with posting content, is there any advice that you could make, that you can give them to make starting to post easier? Is there anything that could
For example, on LinkedIn, you can start posting without talking. You can just write texts. That's an easy
pretty
way.
easy, yeah, especially these days, right?
And you start with that, and then maybe you don't need to start like a big influencer who's talking into his story. You don't need to do that. You can also sit there maybe with a video team or with someone who can help you to create the scripts or something like that, and then just do it in your way. It should be authentic, but also you don't need to reinvent anything new. Just look what works for others and try to not copy it, but to duplicate the good things out of it.
Extract what is working.
And then like the work you put into it, it's not too big at some point.
That is easy, especially these days, to get started. And how, because you touched that point, I also found it interesting. The visual preparation of a video, that makes a big difference. There can be small nuances, as you just said.
It can be, but there are some basics. Just stick to the basics. For example, create your content not in the night or when you are standing in front of the window. Not like in the opposite way of the sun, but with the sun. But the basics are the things 99% of people would do wrong.
True.
So also with the sound. So don't do videos with videos in rooms which are where the sound is shit. You don't even need to have a microphone where when you are in a room with the good sound, for example. So stick to the basics and then everything is fine. But there's some small things people do wrong. For example, they wear a white shirt and make a video in front of the white wall. Easy, but you have to create a contrast, obviously. And then create a video. Ask maybe someone who can film you or put something, put your phone somewhere and not do a selfie video
Yeah.
because just the selfie camera quality is worse than the
Yes.
normal quality.
Yeah.
Like the small things, but you will laugh, but the small things are the things that people are doing wrong.
100%.
Just stick to the basics.
You need to make a very affordable how to start basic video course. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe I'll do it that.
Yeah, that would help thousands, millions of people. Yeah.
I was also, to be honest, I was thinking about creating a video course with my wife
Yeah.
to how to do short form content.
Yes. Yes.
Because also the thing is why I want to do it with my wife. The most of the people or creators who do like courses like that are men, and from the women perspectives is sometimes completely different. And also so many men can learn from the women perspective, and so many women can learn from the man perspective.
Yeah.
So maybe I will do that, and then
I think that would be super helpful for so many people out there. You can reach so many people with the basics. I think that would be super helpful.
maybe I will do that for 300 or something.
Something like that. Easy, affordable, easy to implement. I know, in fact, I know 1-2 people who have done that, put it in school and stuff like that. That really worked. That really worked nicely. Yeah, but concluding the whole story, the next steps, how you came here, how you built your following, how you entered Cyprus, how you build now your community, your new projects, your new businesses. That's all done from 2018.
Yes.
That's
Yes,
very
yes.
short. That's like today is 2024. 6 years.
2018, I started to post on Instagram. Yeah.
Crazy. That's very short. So that's 6 years if I do the math.
But like I started to gain money out of it only 2020.
So half of the time you invested
Yes.
time and all resource. Like obviously time is the biggest resource here, and then within 3 years you are here. So that's very impressive way, and I think that's also the point I'm trying to make. It's a very big inspiration for people that should show anything is possible if you if you are passionate about it. And again, it also shows, because we don't only want to show always this tip of the iceberg. There's a lot of work. A lot of work
sacrifice, work,
a lot of sacrifices.
hours you have to spend also without any result.
Yes. Yeah.
You know, I'm doing a video and I'm writing a concept, I'm shooting, I'm editing. At the end, no one is interested in it.
Yeah.
And even in my position, sometimes it's like that. And of course, it's disappointing, but it's part of the game. And
Part of the game now.
yeah, it's very important to also to know why are you doing that. And I can't tell you how important this is to have fun doing
You need
that.
to enjoy it.
You need to really like to create content, but you will directly see if someone hates to create content, but he just doing that because of money, because of he has to, because of the other the other opponents are doing that. So yeah,
super interesting. And if we take a look like at the very big names in the game, like Andrew Tate and Alex Hormozy and whoever, name it, like from your expert perspective and opinion, why are they like so? What makes them different and more successful than others? Like not talking about what they actually do, and it's like why are they so viral? What are they doing so good?
The first thing is authentic. They are authentic. Second thing is they are not afraid of people who are not liking them.
Yeah.
Because obviously they trigger people with their content.
Yeah.
And they're not afraid of being unliked.
Yeah. Yeah.
The third thing is they are putting so much quantity. Like they're pushing so much, putting so many videos.
Yeah.
So they're making sure that if you're in that in that topic,
Yeah.
or if you're searching for motivational,
There's no
or
way
whatever,
of not finding them.
yes,
Yeah. There's no way.
there's no way of not finding them in that topic.
Yeah.
And that's also important. And they're also they also have skin in the game.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I'm not I'm talking about Alex Hormozi.
Yeah.
I'm not.
Yeah.
I don't know anything about Andrew Tate.
Yeah.
In the business case.
Yeah.
But
Don't know
I
anything.
know Alex Hormozi. He built companies.
Yeah, he is crazy successful.
Yes, and he teaches what he is doing.
Yeah.
And that's also important.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. I think skin in the game is such an important factor. It really makes you authentic and real. It's also I find it super interesting looking also at these people, because you can learn so much from them, right? They also you hear a similar story. They also started for a long period of time putting out content till they hit this, as you say, till they hit a couple of posts or reel that went viral, and then build on top of that. First they were a little broader, and now Alex Hormozi, you know exactly what he's offering. He's very niche down, but he has a bazillion viewers every year and every day, and it's fascinating because all they do is really found their sweet spot in life, and it's and still is a lot of work for them.
Of course.
For sure, it's a huge train that they are riding. But you see it's such a similar path all the time. It's like trying to figure out for them, same as you said, what works best for you till you hit it, and then stay a little bit on top of this topic and analyze what works smart, build on top of that, test, and work on top of that and build it from there.
Of course,
Yeah.
yes. And also create content which is potentially viral.
Yeah.
And also push that and duplicate that.
Yeah.
If you create one topic which maybe some people are also disliking,
Yeah.
but you push that, and because of that one video, people get to know also your
others.
other videos and understand, oh, it's a good guy, he's very valuable, and
Yeah.
that's very important. And people
Yeah.
think if they're putting one video, which maybe they're in a different position where they could be disliked or something,
Yeah.
they're getting afraid.
Yeah.
But people will forget so much stuff.
Yeah. I also think so.
So
Yeah.
just do it. Just really just post, focus, and be consistent about that, and be self-confident as
Yeah.
well. So, but you have to not just be self-confident and don't be a talker.
Yeah.
Just be a doer. Be someone who created the company, who created the knowledge in that topic, and then you can be self-confident.
Yeah.
Because the worst thing is if you're just a talker.
The blender scammer, basically. Yeah, there's a lot out there, but I completely agree. It's also, I think, what we are trying to do with our companies is really being what I want to do is really give everybody in the IT field who wants to start as a freelancer, scale their business, start a business, scale their business. That's my mission. I want to help as many people as possible to really save so much time, money, and tears, falling down, doing the same mistakes, and getting quicker to the aim, maybe being a successful freelancer or really having scaled their companies. And that's what I'm looking forward to, really building that community as well, and getting bigger in the sense of making them understand that there is a way, because for them typically is this trap that they're in is this time for money trap. Like they have to work, they earn a lot of money, but their whole freelancing or even business is built on how much you work, and so you need more people. It's super limited, you cannot scale that. So this is what we teach is have a real offering, a subscriptions, products, standardized services behind. And I want to be giving this advice to as many people as possible, obviously, because they can build a scalable business on top of that, and I think that's the way that we want to go. So, I think concluding, battery is almost empty, or what? No? Thumbs up. But what have I not mentioned that you would like to mention or talk about in the podcast? Anything that you want to give the viewers? Who's Jonathan? The companies, obviously, Zypern lifestyle, everything. Is anything untouched that we forgot? Because it's literally, we talked the first time about all these things, so that's
maybe just for the people is maybe that they should support each other more and try to help each other and try also to support without any back thoughts what they have something out of it. Maybe something like that.
Yeah.
Because I really recognize in life it's not about the people who are always taking, it's about the people who are always giving.
Yeah.
And these people at the end they
gain more.
They gain more.
Yeah,
Yes.
they gain. They definitely.
I think it's a karma thing or something like that. But
it must be. It must be. I think, of course, you need to get in the position of being able to give. But I think also it distinguishes maybe a good person from a bad person. I don't know. Maybe.
Yes, and people should, and also the last thing, people should listen more to people who have the skin in the game.
Yes.
Who has the skin in the game.
Do you think that's because we talk about this so much as well? It's ego. Is it mindset that hinders people sometimes to get to the point where they want to be because they think they don't need to like?
No, it's often like simple things. It's like psychology, manipulation, and people. Of course, when you I met a lot of scammers, and from beginning I was not thinking that they're bad people. Or
it's very difficult sometimes.
So everyone is like, can be. How can I tell it? Like everyone can meet them and can have bad situations with them, but the most important thing is to learn and not doing that again. And listen more to people who have skin in the game and who already did what are there where you want to go.
Exactly.
Simple.
Completely agree. It may talking about scamming because to give a funny anecdote at the end. It was last year because talking about houses, I wanted to buy a house in Larnaca in Rocklany, it's called, and I almost got scammed. This typical scam, and what happened was, that's why I'm saying it's a funny story. I met with a developer, Israeli guy, cool, no red flags, and it was a cool project. But at the end, your gut feeling was like something you don't know, maybe you don't want, you cannot explain sometimes. So we said no. Then he was like, come on, and everything. So I was like, okay. The kitchen, my wife said the kitchen that will not work. It's closed, blah, blah, blah. So I really hoped that that would be the end of the discussion. Then he said, well, we still have 3 months to finish. So that far it was. We can redo the whole kitchen concept and everything. Come to our office and everything. I was like, God damn it. Okay, so let's go there. Maybe it works out and maybe not. So we went there, but at the end, still, we said no. And then the guy, he didn't let loose. And then he was like, come on, let's have a coffee. And I don't want to have a coffee, but okay, I also don't want to be unpolite. He was really nice, so I come there. So then we met in a coffee place in Larnaca, public. And then it was like 2 o'clock in the afternoon, Thursday. So I come there. He sits there with like 2, 3 bigger guys, has like 10 envelopes of money on the it's like a little bit private area. What is this? And they were like not even obviously completely coked out, that guy. And really like that shocked me because I kind of wanted to work with him. So again, where's the picture of of reading people, understanding people. So at the end, what he wanted is, because I said I'm gonna buy it, and that happened to friends of mine, German friends actually, this story too, is he always said, yeah, let's, if you give me like 30, 40, 50K in cash, you don't need to move in, we do the contracts after, and we can still sell it together. And so I'm sitting there, I understood that he's completely on cocaine, like really like smoking 15 cigarettes in 30 seconds and just drinking water and and then I understood like, okay, this is a weird situation. So I said politely, dude, okay, let's stop it here. Like I understand, but I'm not stupid. So who gives you €50,000 in cash without any contracts? That like maybe works with others. And then he was just like pointing out, I see all the money here, and we got the cash collectors in the back. So the two big guys were sitting there. And then I really understood the situation. It's like, okay, this is gonna be like blackmailing and everything. So what I then did was simple. I said, dude, so what's gonna happen now? I'm gonna get up, and we have two options now. So either you just let me go and everybody's cool, or I'm gonna kill all of you, like, and I'm gonna snap their necks. Obviously, it was a gamble. Maybe I could have done it or not, but I told them in a serious voice. So, and then I was just trying to get out. So everything was cool. And then I talked to people who work with those developers, and that showed me you need to be so trusted that you need to know the people you're working with,
Yes.
because these things happen. Like then researching,
Yeah.
it happens all the time.
Especially like in countries where you're not coming from, like in Cyprus, for example,
Yeah.
where you're not a local, you
Yeah.
don't
You don't know
them,
everything,
their reputation. I had a similar experience with a developer I wanted to work with, but at the end, I recognized the reputation of these guys in the Cypriot community is so bad. So he wanted to gain trust in the expats community. So
Interesting. Yeah, happens all the time. Happens all the time. That was a good ending. Jonathan, where can, obviously you will be linked and everything, but like where do you want the people that, where should they look? Cypern Lifestyle,
Cypern
Instagram?
Lifestyle, it's the most important business for me. And of course, you can find me under my name is Jonathan Schoeck. It's a bit difficult in
typical German,
it's a German name, but Jonathan Schoeck. You will find me on LinkedIn, Instagram, YouTube.
That's
everywhere.
very cool. We'll link it everywhere, of course. Also, Cypern Lifestyle. Let's make how many people you want to get there?
10,000.
10,000. Let's make that happen very quickly. There's for sure enough people who need to get out of certain countries and need help with that.
And have a great time here, because I also know too many people who got scammed here from weird lawyers.
That's why
weird
I say
people who didn't, for example, push the non-dom status, just took the money, and weird situations here. So we want to help the people have the best lives here, because you can. You can have the best lives. My parents, for example, 1 year ago they were here and they didn't like it, but for the first time. But now they came here and we showed them the good places. And the last time we weren't there, they were here by themselves. And now we showed them everything and they love it now. So it's all about the situation. It's all about the people, the network, and the things you do. So
definitely
come to Cypern Lifestyle.
Come to Cypern Lifestyle. Come to Cyprus. Have your businesses here. Have a happy life. Enjoy life. Grow as a person. Grow as a business, man. You can do it. Look at Jonathan, how he did it within a couple of years. Just very shortly, getting so viral. Now building multiple companies. Look at us, how we came here and we enjoy life. I have my daughter here. I mean, a couple of years ago, if someone told me you get a daughter in Cyprus, why? Why should that? Yeah, but we love it here. Jonathan, thanks so much for being on the podcast. It was, for all of our viewers as well, a completely different, new topic I really loved, because the social media, the virality, the transition to being an entrepreneur, it's inspiring, and I hope it inspires. And it teaches also a lot to our viewers to get out there posting, get a little bit outside their comfort zone. And I really hope that that helped. Pretty sure, cool location, exactly as planned today.
Exactly,
Yeah, I
of
mean
course.
that's cheers to Toykan, of course, for being flexible with the video.
Yeah,
Exactly.
and apology for my English.
That's
Sometimes I was a bit stuck in.
perfect.
Yeah.
It worked perfectly.
Like my friend says, my English is not the yellow from the egg.
That's Lothar Matthäus style. Yeah.
Yes.
Well, thanks to Cap St. George as well for hosting us. All right, and see you in the next episode.